Pokemon Day 2025 is less than a week away, and I am so hyped. If you don't know, basically every single Pokemon Day for many years now, they have released a Pokemon Presents, which basically gives us a ton of brand new announcements and reveal of brand new games. So I'm so excited and so hyped for this because we've had nothing from Pokémon Legends Z-A for an entire year, and that was announced last year at the last Pokemon Day Presents, which is crazy. So today I'm going to talk about my predictions about what we're going to see in this Pokemon Presents. Some of these are going to be a little ambitious, but I'm going to start off with a couple of two big hitters here. Right before that though, subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications to help me reach my goal of 16,000 subscribers before the end of the month. Any support goes such a long way, and I really appreciate all my current channel members out there. Thank you guys. Alright, back to the video. So I definitely think Pokemon Legends Z-A is probably going to be the spotlight of this present. I think the Legends Z-A trailer is going to be an in-depth trailer, and I think that we're going to see the starter Pokemon. We probably will see a Mega Evolution or two, and hopefully a brand new Mega Evolution. There was a leak / rumor about us getting a Mega Zygarde and Mega Zeraora, which who knows if that's true or not. That was just a leak, doesn't mean it's real, but I hope in this trailer we do get to see at least one brand new Mega Evolution. I think that would be perfect. I also think that the trailer is going to give us a good idea of what to expect for this game. Obviously, this is not going to be the last trailer. There's going to be a couple of more trailers for Pokemon Legends Z before the game even comes out, but I'm actually going to be making a more in-depth video about the specifics of what I think we're going to see in this Legends Z trailer. That's going to be posted on my channel tomorrow. So I'm still going to talk about some of it today, but tomorrow's video is just going to be me basically like really going into depth about what I think is going to be in this trailer. And I am expecting a release date for Legends Z-A. I'm expecting them to drop the official date about when this game is going to be released. My guess is probably maybe like September, October-ish at this point, only because I thought this game was going to be released early this year because Legends Arceus was released in January of 2022, which is crazy to have a game released that early as far as like Pokemon mainline stuff goes, but obviously the game was not released early this year, so I don't see them really releasing Legends Z-A in the middle of the year. I'd say it's probably going to be later in the year, but who knows? Hopefully I'm wrong, because I'd want this game to come out sooner. We're definitely going to see some of the graphics in Pokemon Legends Z-A as well. That's one of the biggest questions and biggest concerns is like, how does this game look and perform? This game has to look better than Scarlet and Violet and perform better than Scarlet and Violet, which, truth be told, performance being better than Scarlet and Violet is not that hard, so hopefully it's good. I just cannot wait to see how the renders look of all the Pokemon and all the buildings and the city and the NPCs, and I just can't wait to see the first official just glimpse of real gameplay footage. I'm looking so forward to that. But yeah, make sure to check out my video tomorrow, and I'm going to be going really in depth about the Legends Z-A trailer because I think it's going to be a good one. And I really think it's going to be a good one mainly because we've had nothing for an entire year, so I think that they've just been holding off and holding back everything just to give us a crazy good trailer. Okay, this one's a little bit ambitious, and it's kind of like one of those things where I don't actually fully think this is going to happen, but I kind of do just because I think it would be a really good way to make this a good Pokemon Day / Pokemon Present. I think they're going to announce something with Generation 10, even if it's literally just an announcement of it or just a logo of what the names are, like literally just the most surface level announcement about Generation 10. And if we do get something about Gen 10, I don't think it's going to be a trailer. I don't even think it's going to be like how we got a Legends Z-A kind of like teaser trailer last year, because the first Z-A trailer there's no gameplay. It's literally just like all 3D rendered, not official gameplay footage, just kind of revealing the game's existence. It could be something like that, or just literally a logo, or them literally just being like, yo, Pokemon Generation 10 is in the works, guys, and this is what it's called. Now, I would obviously love a trailer for it, but I don't think they would do a trailer for it, only because it probably would take away from Legends Z-A, because if it's a new generation, especially it being Generation 10, which is massive, that's crazy, it would take a lot of hype away from the official Legends Z-A trailer. The trailer obviously would still have a ton of hype for Legends Z-A, but it would still take away from that just a little bit. And the reason why I think we're going to get a Generation 10 announcement or reveal or something is because next year is the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. Next year would be the most likely year for them to release Generation 10. It would make sense, release-wise, because it's literally been 3 years since we've had a new Pokemon game this year. So in 2026, that'll be 4 years since we've had a brand new Pokemon game / generation. So I think timeline-wise, it would make sense for them to release a Generation 10 game next year in 2026, especially to line up with the 30th anniversary. But I think it would also be a good way for them to kind of do something that's a little out of the box, just because I think everybody's expecting the same thing. Every single person is expecting a Legends Z-A trailer, and then, kind of just some of the other stuff that I'm going to get into later. But I think Generation 10 has to be a big game. It's probably going to be on the Switch 1 and 2, according to the leaks at least. And as far as the Switch 2 goes, I don't know if they would announce anything in regards to the Switch 2 with Pokemon, like any Pokemon games on the Switch 2. If anything, I think they would announce at the very end of the Legends Z-A trailer that we're going to get. I think they could possibly say, this game is going to be on the Switch 2 as well. We're going to have a Switch 1 version and a Switch 2 version. And what I mean by that, the game would be the same. You would not get anything extra or special if you're on the Switch 2, but the graphics and performance would be better than the Switch 1 version. They still do this for a lot of games, for like PS4 and PS5, or Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S, or basically on the Xbox One, same exact game, it's just a little bit worse with the graphics. The performance is a little bit worse as well. Which in all honesty, I think would be okay, because I still think that Pokemon Legends Z would be good on the Switch 1. Like, I don't think it's going to be like Scarlet and Violet. I really think Scarlet and Violet was a one-of-one, special rare occasion where the Pokemon game just did not come out how they wanted it to with the performance and everything. But I wouldn't be surprised if Legends Z is on the Switch 2. Some people agree with me, some people don't. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, because I'm convinced that this game is going to have a Switch 2 version or variant or something regarding the Switch 2. I just think it would make sense for them as a company, especially because the Switch 2 and Legends Z are probably going to be released pretty close to each other. Now, on the same hand, Pokemon Black and White 2 were released a year after the 3DS came out. So people had a 3DS for a year, and then Pokemon Black and White 2 came out, which Black and White 2 are a DS game, not a 3DS game. Obviously, you can still play it on the 3DS because the 3DS is backwards compatible with the DS, just like how the Switch 2 is going to be backwards compatible with the Switch 1. So I guess if Legends Z only has a Switch 1 version, I wouldn't be surprised, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it had a Switch 2 version as well. Anyways, moving on to the next one. There is a secret game, apparently, according to some of the leaks that came out in the Terra League, there's a Pokemon game that is a mainline game that we do not know about, and it's not related to Pokemon Legends Z, and it's not related to Pokemon Generation 10, and I think that could also be a game that they would announce for this Pokemon Presents over Generation 10. I don't think they would give us Gen 10, this new mainline game, and a Legends Z trailer. I think it's 2 out of 3. They've got to do Legends Z 100%. We're getting a Legends Z trailer, and then it's either Generation 10 announcement or a announcement / trailer for this new mainline Pokemon game that is in the works, but it's not a Gen 10 game and it's not a Legends Z game. It's its own thing. It's its own title, which could be huge. It could be some sort of like future Pokemon game. It could be some sort of like mainline spin-off to, another generation. I don't think it's a remake. I really don't think it's going to be a remake. I don't think we're going to get any information about a remake for this Pokemon Presents. We had the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl remakes a couple years ago. Yes, it has been a few years, but I think next year is probably when we're going to get something relating to a remake. Probably the Black and White remakes will be announced next year's Pokemon Presents. I don't think anything Generation 5 is going to be announced. I really think Gen 5 is being saved for the remake. I don't think they're going to do a Legends game or a future, Paradox, whatever you want to call it, game based on Gen 5. I definitely think they're saving that for next year and for the remake. I think the secret game is going to be a Generation 2 game. That's my theory. I don't have anything to back that up besides the fact that we've gone the longest time without going back to the Johto region or Generation 2 compared to every other Pokemon game. We've been back to every other generation in a more recent time compared to a Johto game. So that's why I think this game is going to be a Generation 2 based game. Hopefully that's true, because Generation 2 is really cool. The Johto region is really awesome. I would be extremely hyped for that. That's for sure. Okay, so those are kind of the biggest things that I would say that I'm predicting for this Pokemon Presents. I actually still have a pretty good amount of things on this list. This is probably going to be my longest video that I have made in a long time, which, hey, it's a good thing. Leave a comment down below if you like these longer videos, because I've always been wanting to make some longer videos. It's just kind of hard to make longer videos, you know what I'm saying? Because there's only so much to talk about for some things. But I definitely think the TCG Pocket app is going to get another update. We're going to get some new packs, or pack, I guess, released on that. We're probably going to get some special event. Like, we recently had the Cresselia event, which I was never able to get, unfortunately. I never got it. I was not lucky enough to get it out of a pack, but I definitely think we're going to get something new for the TCG Pocket app. Could be a big update. Actually, it probably will be a big update if it's the Pokemon Day, Pokemon Presents we're talking about. Expect some new cards. The newest card pack on that app is very hard to pull some good stuff. I swear, like, I never pull anything out of this pack. I've been loving the TCG app. The TCG app is really fun. If you haven't played it, I recommend downloading it. It's free. There is like some like battle pass type subscription you could do in the app, but you could play for free just totally fine. I don't pay for the app. I just have it all for free, and it's so fun to play. It's so fun to use, and it's kind of cool, especially since now you can't collect Pokemon cards because they're literally sold out everywhere. So it's fun to have this app to kind of, fill in that desire of wanting to collect some Pokemon cards. So definitely something with a TCG app. Next up, I think we're going to get something for Scarlet and Violet. Nothing big. I don't think it's going to be a DLC. I remember there were some leaks or rumors or whatever out there saying we're going to get a third DLC for Scarlet and Violet. I don't see it happening. I really don't see it happening. If we do get anything, though, it's probably going to be a raid or some sort of special event that's going to happen in the game, or it could even be like a very small update to add something very, very, very small just to kind of send off Scarlet and Violet. Like this is the last thing we're going to do for this game. We're saying farewell. We're moving on to Generation 10 and Legends Z-A. I could definitely see that happening, but at the same time, Scarlet and Violet are pretty big games, so they probably could still support them for years to come. And as far as that goes with like supporting games, I hope Legends Z-A does get some additional content a couple months or year, after it's released. I think that'd be great. I think it's going to be a very ambitious and big game, so I'm looking forward to it. But anyways, the next couple of ones here are more so of my wish list, right? These are some things that I would really like to see. I think a brand new Pokemon Stadium game would be so cool. Either maybe like a modern day remake or just a brand new Stadium game would be really, really cool. I want to see more spin-off games, like side games, like Pokemon Ranger or Mystery Dungeon, or even like a brand new spin-off title. That would be super cool. I think Pokemon spin-offs are really fun, and they can be really, really fun, actually, if you play some of the right ones. Like for me, I like the Rumble Blast series. I think those are really fun side spin-off Pokemon games. So I guess I could add that to the list too. I'd love to see a new Rumble Blast game. I don't think we've had one since the Wii U, if I'm not mistaken. So it would be really cool to see one of those because they're pretty fun games. If you've never played Rumble Blast, you should try it out because it's a pretty fun Pokemon game. I mean, it's pretty chill. It's like a low-key game. So, and it's not going to take you too long to beat compared to like a regular Pokemon game. I would also just love to see Pokemon Colosseum or Gale of Darkness, either a port or a remake or even maybe a third installation because there's Pokemon Colosseum, and I believe Gale of Darkness is the sequel to Colosseum. So imagine a third installation. They probably wouldn't do that, but I would really love them to bring it over to the Switch or the Switch 2. Colosseum and Gale of Darkness have really grown in popularity over the last couple of years. I'm actually going to start playing Colosseum soon. I've had it for years. I've just never played it, but I'm going to start that game soon. I'm going to beat Black and White 2 first, and then I'm going to start Colosseum, which I've heard Colosseum is one of the hardest Pokemon games that they've ever created. So I am looking forward to that. But yeah, like I said, I would love a new game based on maybe the region that Colosseum takes place in, or just, a port or a full-on remake of these games. That would just be so cool, especially since Colosseum and Gale of Darkness are so expensive, and you can only play them on the GameCube. I mean, sure, you could emulate them online or on your PC or whatever, but I mean, if you are a physical collector, I prefer collecting physical games. I would love to have a modern-day remake of Pokemon Colosseum. That would be so amazing. If we just got the Legends Z-A trailer and a Colosseum remake, I'd be hyped for that. I also think that the OG games are coming, but I think there's a twist. I think they're going to announce them to be released on the Switch 2. I think they're going to release Gen 1 through 3 on the Switch 2 on the release of the Switch 2. The Switch 2 is coming out this year in a couple of months, and I think having the OG generations of Pokemon games, maybe even 1 through 4. Who knows? I think it's probably going to be Generation 1 through 3, though, not 1 through 4. But Generation 1 through 3 are going to be coming to the Switch 2 as a digital download. It would be really cool to have a physical copy, though, like a Pokemon Collection copy. That would be so sick. I'd actually prefer that. But I think they're going to come to the Nintendo eShop on the Nintendo Switch 2 the day that the Switch 2 comes out. I think they're going to announce something to do with the Switch 2 and Pokemon this year, because the Switch 2 is coming out, probably like March, May, April, June, probably sometime around there. So I think Nintendo, they're a smart company, obviously. They're going to want to have something big, which is Pokemon, which is the world's biggest media franchise out there. They're going to want to have something unique that you can only play on the Switch 2 for its release, so people want to buy the Switch 2. I don't think it's going to be Legends Z-A. Legends Z-A is still going to be on the Switch 1. So for all the people out there that have a Switch 1, don't worry. It's going to be on the Switch 1. You don't have to buy a Switch 2 to play Legends Z-A. 100% that game is coming out on the Switch, but like I said, it may have a Switch 2 version. I definitely think we're going to get something with Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is still a really big app. I still play it every now and then. Like, I passively play it. I just hatch eggs and, do gym battles every now and then. But Pokemon Go is still huge. I don't necessarily know what they would add. I actually don't follow Pokemon Go stuff that closely, so I couldn't really tell you what they need to add to this game, but I think they're going to add something to Pokemon Go, and then obviously other stuff like Pokemon Unite or Pokemon Sleep, some of the random side stuff or the mobile games or just, the random Pokemon stuff that they have out there that I couldn't even tell you what it is. Definitely Pokemon Unite though. They're probably going to add a new Pokemon or two to Unite. Unite still has a pretty big following, I think, too. That game is pretty big. But I think for now, these are all the things that I could really think about that I would really expect / want. So if you're a real one watching this far in the video, I'm really curious because this is a very long video for me. If you're watching this far in the video, comment down below apple pie. I just want to know you're watching still. It helps me know what to talk about, and so you guys can keep following the videos. But anyways, also comment down below your thoughts and theories and wish list for this Pokemon Day Pokemon Presents. I'm really hyped. I think a lot of people are extremely hyped, especially since the Pokemon Company, Game Freak, and Nintendo have been very silent over the last year. We have not really had much official information, so I think they're going to do something big. I think my main number one thing is probably just a really good Legends Z-A trailer. And like I said, tomorrow I'm going to be dropping another video about Pokemon Legends Z-A and the trailer, what I really think we're going to see in that trailer. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, turn on the post notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.